Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm reading for Libra energy. You don't have to be Libra Sun for this to resonate. You could have Libra placements in your chart. You could just be curious about what Libra energy is up to at the moment. They're up to some interesting stuff. I tell you what, let me get into what I've been channeling. It's a little bit crazy, can relate. A little bit philosophical, a little bit out there, very much air sign territory, quite definitely, yeah, just really air sign. I'm getting a little bit of Aquarius through as well. So we're going out there today, guys. Libras have been off on a different planet for a couple of weeks now. So yeah, we're going back out there again. I'm quite excited because it feels like I'm exploring, and yeah, it's interesting to me as a Libra, as an air sign. I'm like, what is this reading about? Like, tell me more. So yeah, if it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's just someone else's reading. Those of you who are crazy Libras in it for the ride, we're doing pretty well. We're doing really quite well, apparently, according to the universe. The energy feels really, really good. Curious though. I've been getting this stuff through. It's tying in with some other readings that I've done. One of them being, I should just say before I get into it, I love it if you want to drop me a like. Really appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel so far. You know who you are. Love seeing the comments. Don't always respond, but keep them coming because I do like to see them. And if you are new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet and you're interested in doing so, it's actually completely free. So you can hit that subscribe button. You only need to do it once, and it really helps out the channel and shows me that support, which I appreciate. So continuing with this slightly crazy reading that we're going to get into. It's like so crazy but also grounded at the same time. I really like it, actually. It's good energy. It was coming through to me with like tree of life or tree of light energy. So when I meditate, I do so envisioning like a tree made of light that runs through me, and it runs down into the ground like a root system and up into the sky and stretches out like branches. So this is how I channel. I draw from above, I send things from below up, and I bring things from up down, right, and feed it into the earth. So it's this kind of like two-way system. The other day it was coming through kind of like with a double helix energy of kind of like one energy going up and one energy coming down. So really interesting, like comfortable energy for me to get into right at the start of the reading. I was also getting this stuff about like Disney princesses, which of course I am Cinderella, right? That's my name on the channel. So this kind of like Libra's being like the princess in the Disney movie is the way it's coming through, which again I'm going to kind of get into a little bit more in a moment. It did come through in another reading, and I can't for the life of me remember whose reading it was. So if you remember, please let me know in the comments. But somebody else got a reference to like Enchanted, and it was like, my problem is I normally forget my readings as soon as I've done them, and then something will come back out and I'll be like, oh, I remember reading that before. But it was coming through with like Enchanted, and how in that movie the girl from, the main princess, she actually lives in a cartoon world, and she falls through a hole and comes out in the like our reality, right, our 3D reality, and she has to learn how to fit in, and she doesn't fit in. This is the thing, she's not meant to fit in, she's meant to stand out, and she actually teaches the people around her like lessons of, I don't know, how to be kinder, how to be more open, and all these kind of, whimsical Disney princess like love and light type energy, which, like I like it. Not all Libras are like that. Some of you are a little bit tougher, but do you know what? Maybe you're Mulan, right? Maybe you're, I don't know, maybe you're Moana. I don't know, whichever Disney princess you relate to the most, or a Disney prince, as well, like gender fluid. Like there's actually, I've literally got the word androgynous, which I'll come back to. So just a reminder that gender is very fluid in the tarot. It's coming through for me as princess energy, but however it comes through for you, just flip it and reverse it and adapt it as needs be. So yeah, this, and also this idea about being the protagonist in your own story, which is coming through a little, I don't know, it came through in Leo's reading originally this week. So Leo had this thing about being like the main character in a computer game, or like the protagonist of the story, or like the protagonist of a movie of your own life. Like, we're in a simulation, this is your story, but it's coming through almost for you more like a philosophical thing to try on, right? So it's almost this like, well, like a theory, right? Like, what if we were living in a simulation? What if I could create my own reality? It's coming through like that. Now, yeah, I literally got Disney princesses, this is the first line I wrote down for you, and it was like yesterday. Disney princesses with diamond hearts and plot armor. Which is so funny to me. So I always say like Libra is the diamond heart of my tarot. It came through a long time ago in Libra readings. It's just generally a symbolism that I associate with Libra. So what it tells me is like, it's kind of like the things we go through. It's this understanding of the things that we go through, the things that we face, the things that happen to us. They actually chip away at the like our stone, which is like the soul, right? And they add another facet to it. So eventually you have enough experiences that you become this really multifaceted diamond, but it's really tough, right? Like a diamond is like one of the toughest materials you can have on earth. I think it's actually associated with Aries energy if you look it up kind of traditionally, but we develop our own systems as tarot readers where different things mean different things to us, right? And you intuitively as the viewer should also be interpreting things and the symbolism in readings as it applies to you. You know, the information that you've developed, the information that you get from your own guides, what do the symbols mean to you? Roll with that, right? So there's this thing about interpretation. Again, you're the main character in the story, so interpret things how you want to, right? So yeah, this like really tough energy, but it's tough, but it's beautiful and it's positive, and it's like you can shine a light through it. So it's coming through Libra that your energy is like, if you think of like the Disney princesses, right? They're so it's like they have something to say. They have light to bring to the world. They have beauty and hope and all these positive things that they're bringing to the world. You know, like that's what a Disney princess does in the movie. So this diamond soul Disney princess thing and the plot armor, which makes me laugh because it's something my daughter says. She's like, you know, that person's got plot armor. So it's like you're watching a movie and the main character's in peril, but you're like, I know they're not going to die. Then like it's Rapunzel, right? It's Cinderella. She's not going to die. She's the main character in the movie. So it's my daughter calls it plot armor. Like you've got you're protected, right? You are protected because, you know, your character has something to do. You have to survive to get the thing done that needs to be done, right? So it's like, yeah, that character is going to be okay in this situation. But then I was getting this weird thing about like, well, what is the story that you're telling? So if you look at something, which I don't think is Disney, I think it's maybe DreamWorks or something, but there's a brilliant movie called Coco, which is about South American culture, I believe Mexican culture, where, you know, they celebrate like the Day of the Dead and things like this, and they celebrate the ancestors. And the world in that movie, the afterlife in that movie is very much alive, right? People are alive in that different space. And so the main character in that movie, who isn't a princess, but, you know, the protagonist of that movie, they go into the afterlife and they come back again. So yeah, what if the princess is required to move into different realms? So I've actually had this feeling right all morning, and like I did Virgo's reading, and a Virgo keeps asking me today, are you okay? You seem really like you're not here. You seem really off. You seem really spacey. And I'm like, I'm channeling. I am in like, I'm in the other space, right? I'm in the liminal today. I am not even here, you know, again, with that Libra energy. And I called one of my readings that I didn't put up last time for Libra. Like Libra's on a different planet. You cannot reach Libra. Libra's like mentally, emotionally, spiritually somewhere else. They're not even part of this space. So it's very much coming through for you again in this reading. I don't know what it means to you exactly. Maybe you are just in your own little fairy tale world inside your head. People are finding it hard to talk to you. Maybe you're dealing with somebody who perhaps is a bit spacey. Maybe you're dealing with somebody with Alzheimer's, or you've got a Libra loved one perhaps who has something like, you know, dementia or Alzheimer's, or I don't know, they're going through something where, you know, they are in a coma perhaps, and things like this as well. If you've got a loved one that's going through a difficult time, like I want to send my love to you, but hopefully if your loved one is a Libra, it's like, they're in this fairy tale world. It's wherever they are, it's really, really, really good. Some birds just flew over, and I was kind of getting that kind of like somewhere over a rainbow. Birds fly high, you know what I feel like, kind of like somewhere over the rainbow. Like the energy's Libra's okay. Libra's okay if you're watching for a Libra loved one. So yeah, this idea of being I'll continue with that for a second because I'm already on the subject. So again, channeling into Libra's energy and having this kind of like tree symbolism. I was actually stood up meditating, and I was just so incredibly still. Like I just felt my own stillness. And I had this imagery of like being a character in a computer game. You know, like I play The Sims, and you see it in lots of different computer games, but like the main character will glitch and they'll get frozen and they'll get stuck, right? It's like, you know, or when someone's AFK as well. Like if someone's AFK and, you know, the character's just stood there, it's like they are alive, they are existing, but it's like the player's stepped away from the controller for a second, is the way it's coming through. So that character goes AFK. And it's like they're in the world, but they're not in the world. So they become like almost like a ghost, right, in the world where, you know, the character's there, but other people can pass right through them. So in The Sims, it's like a car will just pass through that character, you know, just pass straight through them. So there's this weird thing about like the multi-dimensionality. It's quite philosophical again, just kind of throwing that out there. The, you know, in a simulation, it's theories, right? It's simulation theory, multiverse theory. It's all just theories. Maybe someone's really into science fiction. Maybe somebody's just really looking into philosophy and like different concepts. You know, I'm not saying that we're in a multiverse or anything like that. I'm just saying that what I'm channeling is telling me that somebody's got an interest in it in some way, shape, or form. So, yeah, you have been coming through this like Empress and High Priestess energy for a while of existing in both spaces. You know, like Persephone as well. I think Persephone came out for Libra's reading for Awakening to Spirit this week, and she didn't know who she was. And I was like, it's Persephone, I get it, right? It's that energy of like spending half your time in one place in the overworld, in the 3D, like the living world, and then she spends half her time in the world of the dead, right? Like in the underworld, like with, you know, you can look it up, you can Google it, I don't have to explain Persephone, but it's like the same energy. It's like half in one place and half in the other place. So which to me, as a tarot reader, as somebody who channels, as somebody who meditates and channels and receives these messages and things, I very much feel that existing in two places at the same time, or being in one place physically whilst like my soul is kind of, you know, being the protagonist in whatever's going on in the afterlife thing. I don't know, right? It sounds crazy. It sounds absolutely crazy. But again, I want to ground it and say it's, you know, theoretical. There's some like literal things that you can go and Google and look up, simulation theory and things like this. Like, it's fine. It's okay. I do feel like it's funny, I feel like I'm a couple of steps ahead of Virgo, because last week I had this feeling like it was just like this sudden knowledge, like I'm in a different space now, like something glitched. something just glitched. I just skipped timelines. Like it was almost like, you know, when something's loading, like a computer game's loading and there's like a little glitch and like everything continues and you're like, wait, what was that? It was that feeling, but it was in real life, and I was like, hang on, I just glitched in real life. What is this? And I was discussing it with a Virgo later on, and they said, well, there's this theory. Again, it's all theories. It's like conspiracy stuff. Like, take it with a grain of salt. But I was talking with a Virgo who said, oh yeah, do you know, like, do you remember CERN, where they've got the Hadron Collider, when they fired the two atoms at each other? People, like, there's a theory that the world ended then, and like ever since then we've like been living in a simulation. Like the world continued, but it continued as a upload. I've been watching this TV show Upload as well, so there's a lot of this stuff in my energy at the moment. So if it's not resonating, it's fine. Go and find a reader that kind of resonates better, right? It's funny, I just saw 1324 on my timestamp as well, which is this kind of like jumping energy, like jumping, like timeline jumping, like quantum leap. I've been kind of getting like quantum physics. I think it came through for Capricorn quantum physics. So yeah, I don't know what all this means. I don't get it. Maybe you are just playing like Second Life or something, you know, where you've got this avatar, could be coming through. And just to kind of say as well, I'm getting a lot of game development stuff coming through, which, again, a lot of stuff when it's happening globally or collectively, it comes through in my reading. So everybody was watching Batman. I got a load of Batman in my reading. You know, everybody's worried about Russia. The word Odessa came out for Gemini. So it's whatever's going on collectively does seem to channel into the readings. We've just had the GDC, the Game Development Conference in San Francisco. It was running from like the 23rd to the 25th, I think it was, in San Francisco. And a big game development conference where people discuss like, what are we doing in computer games? What's the next thing going to be? You know, people are talking about NFTs. People are talking about better representation for people who are non-binary or gender fluid. You know, people who don't like typically identify as the female character or the male character. You need that, you know, you need that other thing to be able to offer, you know, that other option, so that people can customize, you know, how they perceive themselves in their own gender. you know, if they're not a binary, if they don't represent like in a binary sense. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that I'm getting all this. And one thing that I saw kind of, I wish I could have attended, I find it fascinating. But one of the things that I did notice a lot of was a lot of stuff to do with the advancement of VR. So they had this thing called finger guns, where instead of having the controllers, if you have a VR headset, VR came through in your last reading, by the way. If you have a VR headset, you normally have controllers, right? You have to hold these plastic things. But this thing called finger guns was like, you just use your fingers and the VR can read that. It can like see it, because VR can sense your surroundings, which is a little bit invasion of privacy, but let's just roll with it. Isn't everything. So like finger guns was like pew 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 pew, you know. And so yeah, it's like reading your body, so you're physically doing it, and the VR's reading what you're physically doing, rather than having to like hold a big plastic controller and press buttons, which I thought was really interesting, and much more natural feeling as well as the person playing. And I also noticed as well, they've got a lot of these kind of like body suits, and like a thing you can put on your wrist, and they've got like pressure pads and things, and they can put like feelings into your body. So like if you get shot in the game, you're going to feel a little like, you know, a little slap, and it just makes a more immersive experience. So I think as well, like the development of technology and the way that the world is going, we're going to see a lot more VR. We're going to have, especially if you look at COVID as an example, we had like almost 2 years, still ongoing, right? Still like people who are working from home, kids who are doing school from home. So I think the opportunity to connect virtually with human beings around the world is really interesting, and definitely the way that the world is going, especially as we go into the kind of the big planets moving into Aquarius, which is probably why I'm reading Aquarius energy in your reading, because Aquarius teaches us to innovate. They are about technology. They are about, you know, connecting people collectively. So this definitely feels like what's coming through collectively, and for some reason it's coming through for you, Libra, as though you're already in it, as though you're already uploaded, as though you're already connected to this network, with this Aquarian guide who comes through for you and for me quite often. So I had something, I was talking to a Virgo who, in Virgo's reading, they had this thing. I'm sorry, it's going to be one of those long waffly readings. I'm so sorry. But I was talking to a Virgo about what had happened in Virgo's reading, and they were having trouble letting something go from the past. And I was saying, and for me, I was very much like, you have to learn the lessons from it. You have to let it go, because if you continue to hold on to resentment, or you're unable to let that go, it holds power over you. And I literally channeled, I was actually singing Shake It Off myself with Taylor Swift to shake off that Virgo energy of not being able to let go of something. And so for you, Libra, with that step ahead, I'm really getting like, you've let go, you've learned to let go. I'm actually channeling it again. I've got it written down for you, and I'm channeling it again. There's a song called Let Go. Oh, it goes, let go, let go. I don't know what you're waiting for. Let go, I don't know what you're waiting for. There's beauty in the breakdown. I'll figure out what that is, because I have got a note of it here, and I'll put it in your in the description box down below with all the other songs that come through for your reading. There's beauty in the breakdown, so let go, let it go, let it flow, right? If you let the things go that are intentionally being removed from your life, you open up the door to new experiences to come in. So I actually channeled this like a full sentence. It was, when you refuse to let things go, you keep that simulation running. So if you are holding on to things from the past, and even if they're uncomfortable things that you don't have good feelings for, if you don't let it go, that's still running in your simulation. It's still part of your story, right? It's still part of your dialogue. You have to let it go to start the new chapter or the new level of your life, right? So holding on to the things from the past keeps that simulation running. You have to let go to be able to move forward. What else have I got? The thing about things passing through you, it's talking to me about being able to shake things off, or not letting things affect you. So I was really channeling it's happening for you, not to you, which I believe is from one of my Rebecca Campbell decks, but I cannot for the life of me find the card. So it's written on one of the cards that it's happening for you, not to you. So I'm really getting this energy for you of like you're it's like you're part of you're in the world but not of it. You're in the world, but not of it. So it's really being able to, again, to ground this in a way that doesn't make me sound crazy. You could say like, yes, okay, finally, you're part of the world, right? You're made of flesh and blood. You have a spirit, you have a soul, but you're in this physical body. And of course, you know, I'm in the world. I can interact with things. I can pick things up. Like I've got a school handwriting pen. Like I need to improve my handwriting. Yes, I do. Yeah, I can interact with things, right? I'm here. I'm in the physical world. I'm not like Matilda trying to move things with my mind. Like I'm here, like physically. So I am physically here. But I think what it's trying to say philosophically is like, you can, I'm just getting like water off a duck's back, or like water flowing through you, just this flowing through you energy. It's like not letting things affect you. Virgo really had this reading about somebody throwing stones, like David and Goliath, like, or someone throwing stones. And it was like you just let them pass through, right? Like, so say like physically, if someone threw a stone at you, it's like, ow, but you just keep walking, right? You just drop it, let it go. That's their business. You know, you don't have to, you know, go and speak to that person or correct the behavior or make them a better person or save them somehow. It's like, if that person's throwing stones, they're a stone thrower, right? That's how they're programmed by that's what at the end credits, it's like stone thrower, you know, and that person's name. Like that's just the role they're playing right now. Like that's just what they're doing in the simulation. You know, they're programmed to throw stones. So, you know, I'm not going to go and reprogram them. I've got other stuff to do. So, you know, it's like, you're programmed to have a destiny. You're programmed to be doing something in the future, to have a purpose. So just walk out of the situation, right? Just move on to the next level. That's how it's coming through. So I hope that makes sense. It's coming through really, really kind of like you're in a computer game. But again, it's just saying, let things go, shake it off, and move on with your own destiny and purpose, right? It's very, very healthy, I want to say. It's very live and let live, right? So, what else have I got? Yeah, with the tree, I was also getting like T-pose. I wasn't T-posing, I had my hands down by my side, but it was that kind of energy, like the glitch. The song that I got when I randomized a song for you on Spotify was A Girl Like You by Edwin Collins. And this is where I was getting that androgynous thing from androgynous. You know, it's a very androgynous singer. You know, that kind of like reminds me of like the 80s, like David Bowie and, what's her name? What's her name? I can't think of her name. I can see her. I can think of her songs. The name is not coming to me, but you know, like that androgyny kind of really seems to be coming through. But I've never seen a girl like you before. Do 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 do. Now you got me crawling on the floor. What is it? Made me acknowledge the devil in me. So I feel like you're having an effect because you're coming through. I mean, flip it and reverse it if needs be, but you seem to be breezing through with this. I'm the Disney princess character, you know, coming in singing a musical in the middle of everything, and you know, perhaps triggering other people around you because then, you know, they're not the main protagonist, or I don't know, they've still got healing to do or whatever. Like you're just coming in enjoying the moment. I don't know, but it's like somebody's you've had an effect on somebody, I want to say, and I think you've brought out their shadow side. So made me acknowledge the devil in me. So it's like a lot of the time, most of the population, most people refuse to see the devil on the shoulder, right? We all have it. We all have an angel on one shoulder, a devil on the other shoulder. We're all light and dark mixed. So if you've been doing a lot of work, that devil becomes almost like a friend to you. It's like in a healthy way, not in a scary way. It's like you can use that devil to empower you. You can use that devil to you know, to show you the things that hold you back, or, you know, so you can acknowledge them and work with it. I'd say the devil on my shoulder is a pretty playful devil. It comes out for me in like very mischievous ways, almost like a little kid, right? A little kid causing mischief. I mean, I think I'm actually surprisingly quite a good person, but yeah, definitely, you know, a little bit of that devil side is fun, right? It can be fun. You know, and it can be like, what is that? Does something make you jealous? Does something make you feel triggered? It's just looking at your triggers and turning that shadow into the golden shadow, right? Which empowers you. So Carl Jung, golden shadow, collective shadow, go and Google it if you don't understand what I'm talking about. I can't be bothered explaining it all again. But the angel on your shoulder as well, it's almost like with this energy of someone else being triggered by you, it's like, you made me crawl on the floor, you made me weak, you made me acknowledge the devil in me. It's like whatever you did to trigger this other person, it's like it's forced them to look at themselves, it's forced them to look at themselves in the mirror, and actually see it, actually see the devil within, right? To look it square in the eye and be like, right, I acknowledge you, let's deal with it. So you could talk about a way it could play through is like somebody could be an alcoholic, right? And they refuse, like, I'm not got an alcohol problem, that kind of thing. But then looking in the mirror and being like, oh, actually, yeah, I see you. I do have, alcohol is my devil. It has a control over me, right? It can come through in lots of different ways. And then you deal with it, right? You as a person, you deal with that. And it empowers you, it teaches you a lesson, it teaches you how to grow and how to survive and how to resist and all these brilliant qualities. I also got a message through with, it was like, devils don't need devils. So this, you made me acknowledge the devil in me, I'm crawling on the floor and all this kind of stuff. It's, somebody kind of got through, I think it was Leo again. It's like, she's just another girl. And again, you could be she, he, they, you know, whatever, however you represent. But Libra, you're coming through with this energy of, it's almost like just going about your business, right? Just breezing through, doing your own thing. But somebody seeing your light and being triggered by it and having to address the devil about themselves. But it's like they've been keeping devil company, right? They've been, it's like the people they've been hanging around, or the people that they've been dealing with, or like gravitating to, have also had problems. They've also been in this devil energy. Again, it's not literal devils, right? I'm not talking biblical stuff here. I'm talking Carl Jung and philosophical devils, but however you take it, right? It's your reading to interpret. So, and the way it's coming through, it's like it's almost like moth to a flame, right? It's like, because you, like they are attracted to your lightness because you represent what they need, right? They need love, they need kindness, they need compassion, they need happiness, they need kind people, because like they're hanging around with devils, and it's just that they're reflecting back. It's like they're reflecting their own shadow back at them. It's not what they need, right? Does that make sense? I can't quite get it. So I don't know if you've been trying to save someone and you have to let them go, right? Let go. There's beauty in the breakdown. It could be a message about, and I know people who are experiencing this, like people who are trying to save other people, trying to pull other people up out of, you know, their darkness, trying to you know, trying to teach people, trying to show people, like I was saying to this Virgo, you need to let it go, right? You need to let it go. You need to shake it off. You know, if you're still triggered by it after all these years, there's something in you that needs to be healed, and you need to deal with that. Otherwise, you're stuck in that perpetual cycle. And they weren't getting it. They were like, I can't let it go. I can't forgive that person and all this. And I was like, well, I can't help you then. I'm giving you the good advice, the advice that I'm channeling, and if you're not going to take it, I can't help you. You're on your own. So it's kind of that energy of like, you can do your best for someone, you can give them all the best advice in the world, you can be a good role model, you can love them, you can nurture them, you can give them everything they could possibly need. But sometimes, especially if it's an addiction, you know, sometimes they have to hit rock bottom and pick themselves up, right? Because there's a dependency if you keep picking them up. If you keep giving them what they need, they're going to keep coming back for it, sure, but are they learning how to, it's like that thing about, like, you can give people a fish, but you teach people how to fish and they can eat for life. It's like that kind of thing. Like, you have to teach people to pick themselves up. There's beauty in the breakdown. I don't know. I don't really understand it, Libra. Take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. It's a really long introduction as well. I'm actually just going to pause. I'm going to have a drink of my coffee and then we'll start to pull cards for you. But just to show you as well, as I was kind of searching through the deck, these cards kind of came out. And it's exactly what I was saying. Morning dew, clarity, a fresh start, a positive outlook, right? Running a new simulation, stepping into a new... It's funny because, again, I feel like Virgo was a few steps behind you. They were just about to cross through this threshold into a new reality, a new system. And I was talking as well with the Virgo about how when I had my spiritual awakening, darlings, it was like it's like the world had a HD upgrade, is the best way I can explain it. It's like I had, or you know, like when you get glasses for the first time and you're like, oh my goodness, there's actual leaves on the trees. I can see individual leaves. And I was just walking around the world, like nothing had changed visually for me, except for I'd had this whole like dark night of the soul awakening process. And I was like, the sky looks like a fairy tale sky. Like the world looks so different now. You know, and nice things about like, you know, when babies hear, you know, get the hearing aids and they can hear the mums for the first time, or like people with what is it? People with like colour blindness get the colour correction glasses and can see colours for the first time. That's how it was for me. So I want to say that maybe collectively we're all starting to pass through into this upgrade, like an upgrade of the world, an upgrade of reality, where it's almost like we don't realise it's happening, and then it's like, oh my goodness, I see things so much more clearly now, is the way it's coming through. But it's like, let it happen. Morning dew, clarity, a fresh start, a positive outlook. Again, it's like this water, like the rain washing you clean energy, right? Water off a duck's back, all that kind of stuff. And then the great severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. So this is talking to me about like almost like cutting the cord of the past, letting things go and letting your ship sail, right? Your ship can't sail forward if you're still anchored to the past. So you have to drop the anchor, so you know, or like cut that cord so that you can sail away, right? So you've got the love, right? So it's all really, really positive. I think you're okay, Libra. Again, I feel like it's almost like you've got this Virgo energy tailing you, and I think it's just because you're one step ahead, like in the zodiac, right? Or one step behind. I don't know. Again, that 1, 3, 2, 4 could be a thing. I am going to run out of battery. How am I going to finish this reading? I'm going to pause and then we'll keep going. It's going to be, right, again, it's going to be this wibbly wobbly timey-wimey. It's going to be like 10 minutes for me. It's going to be a second for you. There's something in that. Okay, back in a sec. Okay, so hopefully my battery's going to survive for the rest of the reading. Hopefully it's going to make me rush as well, so this reading is not going to be like excessively long. I need to say as well, also like moonstone, opal, like clear stones could be really helpful for you at the moment. Like clear quartz, opal. This is labradorite. I always call it labradorite. That's how I remember it. And then rose quartz as well. So quartz in general, and kind of clear crystals could be very beneficial for you at this time. I'm just kind of channeling that. So let's go. Let's see what we get here. Libras, lovely, lovely Libras. What diamond hearts, right? Diamond heart princesses, protagonists in your own story, plot armor, bringing love and light to the world. What have we got for you? I don't want to blow your trumpet too much, but is there do I have the title card again? Like character card, title character. Something like that coming through, definitely. Maybe some of you are just writing books, right? Maybe some of you are just story writers, storytellers, writing books, coming up with a protagonist, coming up with the bad guys' names, you know. What do we have for Libra, please? Message for Libra. Message for Libra. I'm doing your reading a bit differently to the readings last week. Just, again, you just feel like you're on a completely different plane. This happened as well last week. Libra's reading was completely different than everybody else's. Maybe let's go to this deck first. Oh, I know why. I know why. God, they're so good. They know better than me, I swear. Right. Some letters for Libra. I don't know what it's going to spell out. It may spell something out that's going to like jolt your memory, make you think of a person, place or thing. Just roll with it. Whatever you get, right? If it means nothing, it means nothing. Maybe jot down the letters. They may mean something in the future. A. A, B, C. A, I. Interesting start. Q. IQ. Maybe you have a high or low IQ. I mean, I don't know, Libra. You tell me. Maybe you can change your IQ setting, you know, like maybe you can go into settings, raise and lower your IQ. QS. I'm getting like quality service, like I'm getting like QC, like quality control, but QS, I don't know. E. I'm almost getting that name, and I can't pronounce it. It's like, is it Scottish or Irish? Scottish. Is someone Scottish? Why did that just come out? I'm sorry. Like sometimes that happens. Like sauce. I don't know how to pronounce the name. It's spelled like sauce, isn't it? I don't know. I'm getting that name, but like take it or leave it. AIQSE. Whatever you get from that, right? Maybe that's the password, right? Maybe that's the password to get into the secret safe. I'm kind of getting Isle as well, but there's a Q there, so I don't know. Right. Now the cards are flying. Right, the return, a new story. Oh my God. Like, I am not making this up. I know it fell off camera, but I'm not making this up. A new story, You Decide. My children used to have a book called You Decide. If you're looking for kids' books, it's just such a good one. And it's basically like, what do you want to wear? And it's got all different outfits. And like, what's your bed going to look like? It's so good. We love that book. We actually had 2 copies of it. Alignment, it's coming together. Okay, interesting start. I'm sorry, my camera's not the best. I usually record on a different phone, but it died after Virgo's reading. It's not quite ready yet. Release the petals. Transformation, death and rebirth. Again, death and rebirth in literal or not literal. It can just mean the death of a situation, a new start. You're getting a lot of new start energy. Shedding, which is what I was saying. Shake it off, right? All change. The anointed, the chosen one, you're Buffy, right? You're Buffy the Vampire Princess. Answer the call, leadership, empowerment, soul gifts. Have a closer look at that picture. I've never seen this card before. Like, it's quite a new deck for me. It's actually literally a new deck. It's the Rose Tarot these are all by Rebecca Campbell, these style that I'm using today. I'm showing you Work Your Light, and it's not that deck. A Rose Oracle. It's like a brand new deck. I think it came out about a month or 2 ago. Empowerment, soul gifts. So this reflecting is kind of drawing my attention there. It's almost like a sphinx. And held. Sureness of the soil, unseen help, support and community. Yeah, I feel like you've got this like watcher energy, or like this like soul guardian energy. It's coming through. It comes through like that King of Swords Aquarius energy for me, like Starman, right? It does feel like you're protected, you're held, right? You're in the cosmic womb. I do feel like you have like a soul purpose. It can be really small as well. It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to be like Harry Bloody Potter. It can just be, you know, you say the right word to somebody and they turn out to be the protagonist, right? It's just like you have to have that conversation with that person. So it doesn't have to be like a big thing, but it's almost like you have a destiny, you have a purpose, like the universe is protecting you because you have something to do. The reunion, soul recognition, collaboration, partnership and friendship. So it could be involving like a collaboration, partnership, you know, doing something with your soul tribe, even if you've not met them yet. So give me some more, please, for Libra. What else do we have for Libra, please? Woo! Okay. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. So people do talk about collective waves. And again, I was this thing about being one step in front of the other. Normally, you have, if you want to look into this, like in the spiritual community, you have collective waves. So people riding on different waves. So there's a group that's going to be ahead of me. There's a group that's going to be behind me. Likewise, right? We're all on different waves on this journey. So it tends to be that a lot of people experience like dark night of the soul at the same time. A lot of people experience awakenings at the same time. So I definitely felt like I was part of one wave that had rushed through. So you may be on a different wave as someone else. You know, we're all on a different journey here. It's like everybody reaching the end of the level and going on to the next level, and then like somebody else starts the level behind, you know. You've got the love, Hadrian energy, codependency and boundaries. You've got the love, I need to see me through. One down here. Your life is a canvas. Again, paint your own picture, tell your own story, be the protagonist. You know, go into the settings, change that, you know, IQ level, change your fitness level. I don't know how that applies to you. Some of you are thinking, well, how? Like, how does that work? Maybe Google manifestation and get some tips from that. But yeah, artist manifestation, creative accountability. And again, maybe some of you are storytellers. Maybe you're writers, artists, songwriters, you know, you are telling a story here. You have got something to do. You have got something to birth to the world. And again, I feel like it's something that you're going to collaborate with other people on. Anything else, please? Can I get one more for Libra? One more for Libra, or I'll take the, actually, no, whatever. One more for Libra, yes or no? Last chance. No, that's it. Okay, but you've got empathic starseed on the bottom, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. So yeah, definitely some of you are starseeds, light workers. You may identify that way. What do we have here then? So new story, you decide, alignment is coming together. Definitely that feels like it fits in with your life as a canvas, right? Artist manifestation, creative accountability. So you're writing something, you're creating something, you're starting out a new path. So when we let go of the past, we free ourselves from it, right? We break those chains, and it allows us to a lot more flexibility in writing our new story. So this can talk about behaviors, right? Cycles or patterns of behaviors, because we've not broken the chains of the thing that keeps us in those cycles. So it could be, for example, you have a certain relationship with somebody, and then you end that relationship, and then you find yourself in another relationship where the same things happen again. And so you go into another relationship and the same things happen again. It could be work situations, you know, you keep getting taken advantage of, you keep getting used as a doormat. It's like, why do these cycles keep happening in my life? And it's like, well, how do I react when these things happen? Do I always react in the same way? Why do I always react in the same way? What happened? You know, is there something in my childhood, in my past, an event, a circumstance? How was I raised? What kind of morals was I given? And all these kind of things. And that makes you realize your own behavior in those situations. And that's not victim blaming, it's taking ownership, right? There's a difference. So then when these, like, you learn to recognize, right? You recognize the red flags, you recognize the warning signs, you recognize when a cycle's repeating, when a story's repeating, and then you go, oh, hang on, I've always gone left. So what happens if I go right? And that's scary because it gets you out of your comfort zone, right? It gets you into a chapter where you don't know what's going to happen, right? Which can be scary, but it can also be really exhilarating. But it's like a blank canvas. So it's like you turn the page and it's blank, and the universe gives you a pen and says, right, okay, you write the story. A bit like, is it called Dragon Ink or Dragon Heart or something like that? There's a movie where, like, whatever happens in the book happens in real life. So you've got the love, codependency. Yeah, where are you trapped? Trust the timing, trust the wave you came in on, time is not running out. Transformation, so death and rebirth. Right, I feel like this happens first. So the transformation happens, and then you get on the new path. Answer the call. So ask to step up. Held, sureness of the soil, unseen help, support, community. So that feels like, where else did we see community? I don't know. It feels like there are people around you. Trust the wave, the time. Time is not running out. It's funny that Virgo had this thing about the time running out. Okay. So give me something with like codependency, boundaries, shedding, the death, and because this feels like the old situation. This feels like what you're letting go of. I mean, maybe we don't even need to talk about that anymore. You just have to let it fall away, right? Something that didn't make you happy, something that wasn't your wish fulfillment, right? Something that didn't bring you abundance. The Nine of Cups in the upright is emotional well-being in a really independent way. It's funny that it fell on this codependency. So there's no codependency with the Nine of Cups. This is, I don't need anyone else to make me happy. I find happiness within. I'm the one that makes me happy, right? I don't care about if people are throwing stones. I understand that's part of their story, right? That's the part of their coding. That's the part of the path that they're on. I can only control me, right? I've only got one, like, I only control one character here in this story, and that character's me. I can't control them. I don't, you know, someone else is controlling them. So I need to control me here. And I need to do the things that get me onto a better path, a better level. It's coming through very, very much as game playing, but not in a bad way, right? Like literally seeing your life through the philosophical lens of playing a computer game. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do with that controller? You're going to pick yourself up, you're going to dust yourself off, and you're going to go and, you know, do the things that make you happy. But in the past, you weren't, for whatever reason. Okay, maybe you were kissing a lot of frogs, right? So I want to know the new story, alignment, it's coming together. You've got a destiny, artist, manifestation, creative accountability, painting this new story for yourself, understanding that you do have the controls and you can access the settings. What's going on with that, please? There you go. There you go. 10 of Pentacles. So you're building something. The interesting thing about this is she has cut a cord, right? She has cut a cord. But in doing so, she's freed herself to create her 10 of Pentacles. Now, the 10 of Pentacles talks about abundance, finances, skills, tangible things, and the creation of a legacy, the building something up that's going to last a long time, right? Building those solid foundations, but you're doing it with other people. There's definitely other people involved here. So you're building some sort of legacy, you're building a future, you're building something strong and stable, but you're just in the initial phase of it. I want to do this... where is it? This support, unseen help and community, sureness of the soil. It's like the foundations that you're building with sureness of the soil. It's like the groundwork is there. The earth is good, right? Wherever you're building, it's like it's like not even the foundation is solid, it's like the earth beneath your feet is solid. Makes me think of yoga. I do yoga with Adrian, and she says sometimes if you're doing like a balancing exercise, or you're doing something where you feel a little bit unstable, she says don't worry, the earth will catch you, the earth supports you, the earth holds you up, the earth will catch you. So it's like seeing the world as something that will catch you when you fall. Okay, tell me about held, please. Tell me about the Five of Cups. It's like you're going to get cradled through anything where, you're going to get cradled through periods of disappointment, through periods of lack, through feelings of like that didn't work out, I'm missing out on something. I feel this sense of loss. I feel this sense of disappointment. And it's probably, honestly, based on my own experience, it's probably when you're in those moments that you feel the most held by the universe. I know that, again, whenever I have down days, whenever I have, I think it's just part of my own spirituality and the part of my own connectedness to the universe, right? I often, how do I explain this? So say I'm really upset one day, say something happens, I need to go to bed, I need to cry it out. Even if it's just like I watch a sad film and it upsets me, or I get into an argument with someone, or I'm going through something that is stressful, I tend to retreat. I tend to be like, I need my own space. A lot of people, again, talking about this emotional independence, a lot of people, when they go through something emotional, they tend to reach out to their friends, they reach out to their family, they want a shoulder to cry on, right? It's like they need somebody to listen. I don't tend to do that. I tend to go inwards. I think maybe because I was an only child, maybe because I grew up slightly isolated from the rest of my school year. I was a little bit separate, so a lot of the time I did find myself on the own. So I think that kind of like self-soothing mechanism, the ability to go within and figure out, it's like no matter how upset I am, no matter how distressed I am, when I get on my own, I can go in and connect to what I would say is like universe energy, or that feeling of something being there that's holding me. It's like almost like the darkness is comforting to me. There's something that I'm connecting with that's comforting to me, is the best way I can describe it, which is incredibly personal, right? It's a very personal thing to share on the internet in front of 20 of you. I don't know how many views this is going to get, but it's, all I can say is I find it through manifestation. I find it through being on my own. I find it through being in the dark. I find it in my darkest moments where I'm incredibly upset. As soon as I'm on my own, I can reconnect to that energy. It's like the universe has got you. You are being held. You are okay. And then I'm soothed, and I'm like picking myself up, dusting myself off, and ready to go again. Like sometimes when there's people around me, it can actually, it's like, it can stop me connecting to that source energy, which, it's like, how do you connect to that source energy? So for me, it's just like I just need to be left alone. I just need to be quiet. So it's like in those moments where you feel that loss, you feel that disappointment, you feel like your hands are tied, perhaps you can't express the love that you want to express, you're being held. There is this, could be a guardian angel, it could be God, it could be whatever you think it is. It could be your own subconscious, right? Your own subconscious mind, your higher self, cradling you and protecting you. You are protected. And I want to say you feel it in your saddest moments. The Anointed. Answer the call, leadership, empowerment, and soul gifts. Tell me about Anointed, the Chosen One, the Buffy the Vampire Slayers. It's a Black Swan, interesting Black Swan. Working on yourself, doing the shadow work, Seven of Pentacles, doing something that you've been working on for a very, very long time. And the Seven of Pentacles has this feeling of like it's paying off now. It could definitely be to do with your own shadow self, your own codependency issues, your own negative self-talk, even your own inexperience, being the Black Swan. Answer the call, leadership, empowerment, and soul gifts. I mean, she's golden. She is come on, camera, I've got 5 minutes left. She is golden. So it's like talking about the golden shadow, right? The incorporation of the devil on your shoulder, not being the devil or the angel, but incorporating the two to create this new true version of yourself, right? But made of both light and darkness. So whatever that means to you, you've been working on it for a long time. So it could be showing other people how to do it, not through, you know, one-on-one education, but leading the way, perhaps. Trust the timing, trust the wave that you came in on. Time is not running out. King of Pentacles. So with the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, I almost feel like this could be somebody, it could be you and the side of you that operates in this tangible reality, in the 3D, the part of you that makes the phone calls, that you know, makes those appointments, the part of you that gains the skills, takes the courses, you know, does the work, that side of you, creating this abundant future for yourself, creating this 3D comfortable reality that has everything you need in it. But it could be somebody around you that you're connecting with and that you're working with to create something. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Time is not running out. You're still part of this wave. King of Pentacles for Libra. There's anxiety around it. You're worried about something. You're worried about time. It's funny, I was just talking about this in Virgo's reading. They had this as well with the Nine of Swords. It's like you know, maybe you want to have a baby, but you're like me, I'm like 40 this year. So it's like, you know, am I still going to be able to have a baby? That kind of energy. I was kind of, you know, not necessarily, I don't need to have a baby. I've got 2 children, but that, you know, it could be something like that. Like my biological clock is ticking. I'm getting older. I don't have forever. Makes me think of that Sital Singh song. So come die with me. We don't have forever. I'll put it in the description box below. Sital saying the strength, companionship, confidence, walking side by side. Okay, advice please for Libra. I'm using the Rose Tarot to get you advice. Advice please for Libra. Council of Light. Again, yeah, it's like you've got... it's like, this is what I do when I meditate. It's like that light's going up and down, like into the earth, up into the sky, and it's connecting to God, angels, spirit guides, ancestors, whatever you want to call it. The them that's not part of the 3D world that we can touch, but part of the subconscious, the inner world, the psychic world, the ghost world, the afterlife, you know, heaven, whatever you want to call it. Let me just check my time. Sorry guys, I've still got 5%. It's really dark. My camera is really dark, so I'm sorry if you can't see it very well. But it's really like you are connected to this energy. Divine orchestration. Again, it's like the universe has a plan for you. Help us in the subtle realms. It's like almost like these are the it's like these are the programmers or something. Like you're there playing the computer game, right? You're there playing the computer game. You've got access to some of the settings, you know, running your own life, like just playing your game, like the game of life, literally, like how it's meant to be played. And then like almost like asking for help, right? It's almost like, oh, I need it's funny, I've got friends who play games as well, and I call them my oracles. I'm like, where's my oracle? I need the answer to this question. It's like summoning in, like calling, like phone a friend, but it's like phone a friend psychically or something. Let's find out what that says. What did I say that was? No, sorry, this is so this is Work Your Light. I've got, these are the 3 decks I'm using: Rose Oracle, Starseed Oracle, and Work Your Light. So your advice is coming from Work Your Light. Council of Light. I've got to find it though. It's not in alphabetical order and it's not numbered, which is not the best. 94. I've got to like look at the index to find it. Council of Light. Divine orchestration, help us in the subtle realms. I'll bring it closer. The Council of Light is a team of benevolent beings who are here to assist the raising of consciousness on this planet. They are here to help you achieve your soul mission and are guiding you every step of the way. However, because we live in a world where free will reigns, your autonomy is on, they cannot help you without your permission. If you would like their assistance, it's time to ask them. It kind of reminds me of like, have you ever had that thing where you get tech help and you give them permission to access your computer and it's like your mouse starts moving and it's not you doing it. It's like this is tech help. They can help with all sorts of, like, remote viewing as well, maybe for some of you. They can help with all kinds of requests. Nothing is too big or too small. Think of them as your personal team of helpers in the spirit realm. Didn't I say? Like, what was I saying? They are willing and ready to step in and get to work. What would you like help with? What tasks would you like to delegate to them? Like, send it up. If you've got problems, send it up, right? Send it to God, send it to your spirit guides, whatever you want to say. Like, however you want to see it as. What word's hard? Can I get like an upgrade to my like speaking system, please? Thank you. The Council of Light is a team of ascended masters, light beings, angels and guides devoted to the raising of earth and all humanity, right? It's not even for you, it's for the greater good. If you are a light worker, it's from them that you receive your personal mission. Like you're getting your mission, right? You're getting your mission. You're having your side quest, Libra, or main quest even. Like a spirit world, United Nations, they want to thank you so much for doing this work and devoting your life to uplifting the planet. Pray to them for clarity and guidance regarding your personal mission. Put in your requests and let them get to work. Hold the card to your heart. Ready? Hold your phone to your heart. Council of Light, I'm ready to receive your help for fulfilling my personal dharmic mission. Thank you for guiding me with clarity every step of the way and for sending me helpers and experiences that delight my mind, body and soul. Sometimes my psychic network goes down and I'm like, where are you? Where are you when I need you? I need someone to tell me what to eat, what to think, what to wear, to quote Fleabag. Yeah, I don't know. Make of that what you will. I don't know. Sometimes the signal goes down. Sometimes it's like, where are you? Where are you when I need you the most? And it's like, the signal's gone down. Like, they're there. It's like they're still there. This kind of came through in your last reading. Like, they're all around you. They're still there. You may feel a little bit abandoned in the moment, but it's like, it's almost like they're holding back. They're holding the tongue because they want to see how you deal with it. It's that thing of like, sometimes like when you're dealing with kids, or like they're doing a test, right? And it's like, it's only a practice test. So I'm not going to help you. I want to see how far you get. And then we'll kind of review it and see what we need to work on. You know, what areas you need to improve. So if your psychic network goes down, if you think, where have my guides gone? Have I been abandoned? No, they just want to see how you deal with the situation when you've got autonomy on, and then it's going to give them some feedback so they know what aspects of you need to work on before you go to like the boss level, right? It's funny how it's coming through. I really like it. It's amusing to me. Again, air signs, like, you like the philosophical, you like the out of the box readings normally. I mean, if you don't, you don't. I don't know. I don't know what your Mercury placement is, right? Go and Google it. Like earth sign Mercury placements are like, what on earth is she talking about? Aquarius Mercury placements are like, yeah, baby, I get you. I'm up there with you. Right, okay, what are we doing? I got Spaceman. Spaceman, always wanted you to go into Spaceman. And they gave it me again. And they were giving me something else as well. I think they're giving me a film called Earth Girls Are Easy. So rude. You're very close to achieving your goal. Be bold and make the first move. Libra, here you are. A new romantic cycle begins. That's why we're all here, right, Libras? Our destiny to love and be loved in return. Conclusions are within reach. Look at the bigger picture. Full moon is Sag. All right. I hope some of those things are helpful to you. I need to burp, so I'm going to go. You don't need to hear it. I hope this reading was helpful to you. I've been a bit silly in it. It was a playful reading, right? It was all about games, so I don't know, it's a playful energy, but it was really fun. I enjoyed the discussion. I enjoyed the tinfoil hat, colander hat thinking. I hope you all enjoyed it too. Leave me a like if you like, comment if you've got any thoughts, feelings, anything you want to kind of say. Keep the vibe high. We're all light workers here, baby. Subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It really helps out the channel, and it's so motivating for me to see that subscriber count ticking up, because every single time it ticks up, it's like one of you hitting subscribe, and I'm like, oh my god, that's an actual real person subscribing to my channel. That's insane. I'm insane, you're insane, we're all insane, we're all mad here. Take care of yourselves, Libra. Keep on whatever it is you're doing, it's working for you, so just keep doing it, right? Let the haters hate, shake it off, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye, guys.